Is there a Labor Day weekend memory that stands out for you?
Man, that's just so many, right? From my time as a player, time as a coach. I like when you say Labor Day, I think what stands out to me is just this SAS Winnipeg rivalry is like if there was anybody outside the United States or anybody who didn't know about the CFL, if you had to show them one regular season game that like define how special a CFL game can be, it'd probably be the Labor Day between the Riders and the Bombers.
Yeah. How does the crowd noise there compare to your typical game here?
Oh, it's louder here, right? You do it, try to set the situation so they'll be, tougher than they will be in the real game.
Right. I guess for you, it's more of a challenge here because you got the noise going
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Like so, for the defense, it's nothing new, right? Like we've been doing this for years. Like we have our procedure down. For the offense, it's a different scenario. So we're just trying to do the best we can to service them.
Scouting report on Trevor Harris is always just how quickly he releases the ball, and this year it just feels like he's even releasing it even quicker. Maybe he's not, but what are the challenges ahead?
He's just so intelligent in his understanding of how defenses are supposed to move. Like I guarantee he knows how he can coach some defenses. Like he's been playing that long that he can say, "Nah, you should be over there. You should be inside of that guy rather than outside of that guy." And that kind of awareness is what allows him to get rid of the ball so quickly, right? So you got to be on point, and because he gets rid of the ball so quickly, the biggest challenge is not necessarily stopping him from catching the ball; it's to make the tackles because you got to react.
I don't assume that you necessarily game plan strictly towards a quarterback. I guess I would assume that a little bit. I'm wondering if, given what you just said about Trevor, like, is it a different chess match depending on which quarterback you're dealing with? Because you mentioned, like, he's smart enough to recognize defense, even put guys there. Like, is it be an extra challenge for you to kind of screw with them a little bit?
I think that, like every game, you find out what that offensive strengths are, and that usually revolves around the quarterback, and then you just try to mix up the looks. You figure out what's working, okay, give it to him. Then you got to give him another look just to protect that so you can give it back to him again, when you need to make a play. So, yeah, just mixing up the looks as much as we can, keep them off balance, keep them guessing, during the game, trying to make adjustments, switch who's in the zone, dropping in the zone, that kind of thing, so it's not always the same jersey number, and just making them work every play.
The one thing that stands out is completion percentage is incredibly high, but Saskatchewan has more big plays than I think any other team going to last week, and PFF would say more big-time throws than anybody else, and those don't always/ever go together. What do you see?
I think that they do a great job of studying their opponents and then basically game planning those vertical shots. So they anticipate the look they're going to get, and then Trevor's accuracy is what allows those big plays to happen. That's why you got to mix up the look so much. Sometimes just do it different for the sake of doing it different, so that when you get that play where they're trying to get that shot, it doesn't look like he thought it would.
This is going to test your improving defense pretty significantly.
Absolutely, man. No matter what level we're at, like we've been really good and struggled with Trevor, right? So, with young guys out there, just trying to keep them composed, try to understand they're going to make some plays, right? That's part of it, right? And then just staying up, staying positive, and keep plugging away.
On the topic of big plays, it feels like this weekend always has them. It always seems like in the Labor Day Classic, the last 10 I've seen, the game changes with a big deep ball or it changes with a special teams play. It just seems like these games always hinge on, we always hear that one or two plays. It feels like this weekend with you, this rivalry does usually do that.
I think that one of the things that, because it's usually, a packed house or close to it, right, the momentum of the game, those big plays, like they carry a different feeling because the crowd gets so into it. So if you're in SAS playing that game and they get a big play, that charges the crowd up, and now you got to fight back against that momentum. And it's the 13th man.
Flip the script, and if you silent them, right? You up a big
absolutely. Big
Which
plays,
silence them?
fumbles, forced fumbles, interceptions, big hits on the quarterback in those situations definitely can quiet the crowd and then shift that momentum back in our favor.
So these are extra fun for coaches too?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like it's fun all around. Yeah.
Thanks, Jay White.
No problem.
Thank you.